Hi, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be walking you through the process to create an experiment utilizing Compose if you're on Shopify and want to use our new no-code variant options. So Compose is a platform agnostic tool, so if you're not on Shopify, you can still use it, but this demo is focused around Shopify stores who want to use that no-code option for split theme and and template testing. Okay, so the first step is to click this Create Experiment button in the top right. All right, so first step is to give your experiment a name. We're just going to give it a test name, and then you can link it to a hypothesis. We do have another demo video that walks you through the process of our planning tools, which are included in every Compose plan. So this is available to you if you want to keep your tests more organized, have a collaborative hypothesis list and roadmap. But for now, I'm going to skip over this step. I will link in the description below the link to our planning tools demo. Then you will define your variants. So the control variant by default is just your live site at the trigger point that we define later. So if you're wanting to test your current homepage versus a new homepage, or your current product page versus a change that you're making to it, then you can just leave this step blank. You don't need to define this at all, but if you did for some reason want your control variant to be different as well, then that's where you would make a change here. Then we're going to add our variants. So we'll click add variant, and then we do have 4 different variant types. In our other demo walking through how to create an experiment with Compose, we do describe these in more detail. But for now, I'm just going to be describing how our Shopify variant works. So we click Shopify, and then we do have the option for selecting a theme or selecting a template. So in Shopify, we'll jump over to a demo Shopify account. You can customize your theme, and you'll see under here that you can create new templates, or you'll have a list of templates here already created. So for example, you can have, your normal product page that's assigned to all of your products, and then you could create a duplicate of that and make a small change to it. So on this one, we've added a buy it now button, for example. The other option is to create a duplicate of your theme. This is really great for doing site-wide tests. So if you're wanting to test something like your navigation or the button color across your entire site, things that affect more than just one page, or you can also use it just for a quick test on copy or something if you want to do that too. So create a duplicate, and then you would customize this in the customizer to be how you would like. So for example, for this demo, I've set up a nav bar experiment. So our default, you can see here, has a centered navigation with all of our collections listed. And then I created a duplicate, and we'll go ahead into the customizer so you can see, but it has a left-aligned navigation with fewer options up here. So that is the experiment that we're going to be setting up right now. So we'll jump back to Compose, and you can see if I did want to test a product page or another template, I would click this template option here, and all of those would display to me. But I'm going to go to select a theme, and you can see here that we've got theme with simplified nav bar at the bottom here. So I'm going to click that one. All right, and so this is set up. You can add more variants here if you would like. There's no limit in Compose, but for this experiment, we're just going to do a simple A/B test. Okay, moving on to our next step. At this point, you can define your confidence threshold. We recommend keeping it at 95, which is the default, but if you did want more strict results, or you have lower site traffic and need it to be more lenient, then you can adjust this here. Then you can also add custom goals, but by default, Compose will automatically track revenue, engagement, bounce rate, and then the total revenue analytic, which basically just tells you what the revenue per variant is. And that will help you just make sure that your AOV is aligning with revenue. If revenue is lifting, you want to also make sure that that tracks. So these are automatically tracked in Compose, but if you would like to add something like button clicks or form submissions, then you could add a custom goal. And we do have a help article that I'll link below that walks you through the process of adding those custom goals. It does require a little bit of coding at this point, but nothing significant. So it is pretty easy to set up. At this point, you will be able to define your audience and your trigger. The audience is just the traffic that you would like to see this test. So if you want it to be mobile exclusive or from a specific source or browser, then you can define that here. It is important to note that you can also filter retroactively by these things as well as geolocation after the test has begun. So in your report page, you'll be able to separate mobile from desktop traffic and see how it's impacting both. So there's no need to filter this if you do want to see the results across all of them. But if it is a mobile exclusive test or something like that, then you can definitely define that here. Then we have our trigger conditions. You do have to set a trigger condition for Compose that basically tells us when to launch the experiment so that you're not getting muddled data with all of the traffic being tested if they're not necessarily seeing the experiment. So, for example, the most common is to set a page URL. So if you are testing a specific landing page, then you would link that landing page here. But for this experiment, since it is really all of our site, we do kind of have to do a specific regex link here. So I have copied and pasted this, but I do have linked below a help article that describes how to do these more unique trigger conditions. But we do have coming soon a Shopify presets button. This will be available very soon, and it will allow you to, without doing anything complex, just automatically define all product pages, all traffic to your website, things like that. All right, so next step here, we have a traffic option. By default, it will be split evenly among your variants. That's what's recommended. However, if you did for some reason want to adjust this, this would be where you could. And then the final step is just to review your experiment. We do have preview options, so you can preview each variant and make sure that it looks okay. It's great for quality assurance. You can also copy and send these links if you wanted to double check with other members of your team that everything looks good to go before you launch it. Right, and then at that point you would click Start Experiment. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hop over to an experiment that we already have in our list here so that you can see what the report page would look like. So jump into this one here, and you can see that we've got these filters at the top. So if you did want to filter by a specific date range, device type, you can easily do that and the data will reflect what you've selected. We also have, so you can see this is a custom goal. It will show up at the top with the name that you've given it. And then we've got our default goals down below, so revenue, engagement, bounce rate, and then here's our analytic for total revenue. And you have the option to also view charts. So the one that pops up automatically is the conversions by day, but you can change this to conversion rate, cumulative conversion rate, confidence. So there's lots of options available to you if you're more of a visual person. You can also integrate Compose with GA4 if you do want to do more advanced reporting. And one of the awesome things about using Compose with Shopify is that you do have the option, once you've completed a test, to basically do a one-click deploy. Because if you've done a split theme test, all I would do is go back to my theme library and then publish the winning theme. So it makes it super easy to deploy with very little development or effort in general. And that wraps up our demo on how to create an experiment in Compose using Shopify. So if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We do offer a free 1-hour onboarding session if you do sign up. So feel free to sign up and then schedule that meeting. You're actually not billed until you start accumulating tested users, because we are the only pay-as-you-go option available for A/B testing. So if you want to research more about our pricing model, feel free to check out our pricing page or contact us directly, and we're happy to answer any questions. But hope you have a great day and that this was helpful.